OKC defended against 7'4" Wembanyama before the game, preparing for the physicality. So look at how his coaches have to prepare him. Tugging on his arms, holding him in place. Practice what isn't being whistled during a game. And it led to ball movement. Stephon Castle missing a three-pointer. Ball goes out of bounds. Holmgren's picking up Wemby, picking him up about 25 feet out, three-point line, pushing him away from the paint, denying him the basketball. Spurs are forced to move the ball around. Remember, Kendrick Perkins challenged Chet Holmgren to find the hate in his heart for Wemby, because Wemby, according to Perk, hates Holmgren. Then Isaiah Hartenstein has a little bit more mass inside as he's bumping Wemby off the block. Jalen Williams is bodying up Wemby, forcing him into a fadeaway. Wemby, career-high 19 minutes and a half without a two-point field goal made. The Spurs were down 7 at the half. De'Aaron Fox playing his first game of this Western Conference Final Series and finding Wemby, who finally gets the role working on Chet Holmgren and one. That's his first bucket in the paint. Castle is going to throw it in for Wemby. It's got to be exhausting going against Wemby and those elbows and that height. Wemby would tally 3 field goals made inside the paint during the third. Average distance of his field goals much closer than in the first half. You can see that. Spurs, though, down by 11. The scoreboard wasn't close. Alex Caruso screening, sealing off Wemby, leads to a Julian Champagnie missed three. Caruso's just an absolute dog on the defensive end of the floor. Jared McCain giving Wemby a bump. Spurs forced to kick out. Champagnie misses another one. Wemby, 26 points with just 4 rebounds. Thunder by 15. Here's Wemby after the Game 3 loss.
I feel like I have trouble making my teammates better right now. If that's what I should do better. My shooting splits aren't terrible. I need to be more of a team player.
How can you be that?
Facilitate better, rebound the ball better, get more, push their defense a little bit further and see how much they're willing to help off of my teammates and feed them.
Our teammate, Quentin Richardson, makes us better. He's with us on SportsCenter this morning. Q, you hear Wemby's critique of his own game, and you think what?
Man, I just appreciate his awareness and his ability to take accountability. He's not pushing the blame anywhere else. He's shouldering the blame and saying how much he needs to be better and pointing out things that he needs to do better. Me, I think from when I played, if I was a teammate of his, I'm watching that and just thinking like, man, this dude does everything, and here he is again, still taking the onus on himself and saying what he needs to do better. For me as a teammate, I'm gonna look at that and know that, hey, I gotta be my best to try and help this dude and try and help him be better and help us win.
On the other side of this, you got the Thunder bench and put up 76 points. So to what extent really could these OKC reserves determine the rest of this series?
In my opinion, they are. They're determining this whole series in the playoffs. This is what the Thunder are about. Last night they literally they flexed their depth on their team. They went deep into the bench and they kept, like, you had Jalen Williams coming. In the 3 games in this series, they've had 50 bench points in game 1, 57 in game 2, and 76 last night. So in my opinion, they are part of the formula that makes the Thunder as good as they are, and they definitely have an impact on the series as well as the whole playoffs, as well as the whole program that the Oklahoma City Thunder play. They have a huge part in that.
And it's not as though the starters are struggling necessarily. SGA got his last night, but 76 bench points, the most by any team in a conference or NBA Finals game since starts were first tracked in 1971. Quentin Richardson, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Aaron McCain led an Oklahoma City bench that scored 76 points. It's a franchise record for OKC for bench points in a playoff game. For comparison's sake, the Spurs bench had just 23 points. And on a night San Antonio relinquishes home court advantage, new on SportsCenter, their head coach, Mitch Johnson.
I haven't asked how they're doing. I'm sure they're beat up. They're giving us everything they got. So it's commendable, just the fight that they have. And it's that time of the year where guys are playing with more than bumps and bruises. So just tip the cap and ask as much as they can give.
No, Dylan's injury, of course, played into this, but the bench disparity, what's holding the bench back, particularly Kelvin?
It's, I don't think one thing here or there. I think we were really sharp to start the game, and obviously didn't sustain it, and that wasn't sustainable how we started. But I thought we played very fast, and I think that's something that tapered off as the game went along, and we have to find a way to do that. And part of that's on me to help the whole group, not just the bench, but to continue to play fast and get out and get some easy opportunities. And then obviously thought we could have done a much better job of crashing the glass tonight, making more concerted effort. There's a lot of misses to go get, and we didn't get enough of them.
Coach, Victor said last game that what you guys are getting from Shea or seeing from him isn't much different than just what he's capable of doing. I think he had a huge disparity in free throws between first and second half. Was it just him finding a rhythm? Was it something that changed on the defensive side for you guys?
You're asking about Shea's free throws?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think probably half of them were from undisciplined. First off the floor, he got us out of position and took advantage of it. So I'll have to go back and look. I can't remember all how he got all 12 free throws, but I know a few of them were pretty good defense, it felt like, up until that point. And it's tough because he gets to spots and he makes tough shots, but you got to keep fighting that urge to try to do more and stay with it. And, you look at it, he's 6 for 17, which means whether he missed some shots or we made him tough or a little combination of both. But those 12 free throws helped out a lot, and I can remember at least a few on my head right now that were undisciplined on our end.
Our NBA champion, Iman Shumpert, joins us now. Iman, you look at the box score, and, if it's not A.J. Mitchell, it's Alex Caruso. You're going to get it from SGA. Friday night, it's Jared McCain. You were a great defensive player. How do you go about game planning for what Oklahoma City can do offensively?
Well, it becomes tough. And what's tough to consider, I look more at the plus minus from Alex Caruso tonight because the amount of extra possessions he provided OKC with was enough to be another 20 points if it was just given to one player. Jared McCain did a great job of just continuing to be aggressive. They play within a team offense. One guy drives, he penetrates, he kicks it out. They change sides of the floor. They hit the corner man and always have somebody going to the corner. If they have a double team, they fill the middle. It's just a well-oiled machine. Next guy up type of system.
Iman, what do you make of the way San Antonio is using Victor Wembanyama offensively?
I don't know. At times, I think that they could use him more, but I consider what they've been doing all year. They haven't been forcing the issue. They're not a forceful team. They're going to take what the defense gives to them. And right now, with what OKC is doing defensively with him, making sure to keep a body on him, making sure to take away that freedom to run, that freedom to jump, the freedom to be athletic, and force him to rely on his skill work. I think the only thing that San Antonio could do to help improve anything for Victor Wembanyama is to make sure that he can get to his mid-range. The mid-range game is something that people don't understand, but it can slow everything down for not only the player, for the team, to let them understand that when we need a big bucket, I can get the shot that we need, even if I got to kiss it off the glass. But a controlled 15 to 18 footer is what he needs to go to.
For Oklahoma City, it's worth underscoring. Iman, 76 bench points in Game 3. They wrestled back control of home court advantage. Game 4 is Sunday. Iman Shumpert, thanks so much for the time tonight.